Hi everybody, happy Friday. It's Friday, April 3rd today, and it is going to be a beautiful sunny day with high temperatures in the low 70s. So it's a perfect day to get outside and play today. The moon phase is going to be a waxing gibbous. It looks like it's growing. We're moving towards a full moon. And if you go outside tonight, you can see about 66% of the face of the moon. So hopefully you'll spend most of the day outside. I know that I'm going to do some of my work when we meet for our Google Hangout. If I can go out on my porch, I'm going to do that if I don't have my crazy son running around in the backyard or anything. So hopefully you'll get to go outside. Maybe we can do our Google Hangout from your porch today. All right, so what we're going to work on today, we have just 3 big projects today, and we knock those out, and we are done for the weekend. Done. So first of all, we have our spelling test, and you can just take that, have mom and dad give that to you just like I would, and then text me both the front and the back of the spelling test that's in your language arts packet for this week. And then we are going to read 2 stories from our anthology together, and then that's what we're going to get together and talk about at 10:30 this morning when we have our Google Hangout. We're going to read Bravo, Tavo, and Trash into Art, and those are both in your anthology. And when I'm done talking about math, there's a really fun project that goes along with this that I'd love for you guys to try, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. So, spelling test. Finish the math cumulative assessment. Read your anthology stories to get ready for when we get together, because we're going to talk all about the assessment together. And I'll give you the sentence starters and all that good stuff. We'll talk about all of the comprehension strategies and skills and vocabulary words and the strategies we've been talking about with vocab this week before we take the test. So if you read those 2 stories, you'll be all ready for me at 10:30, okay? All right, awesome. All right, so I'm going to talk about the cumulative review really quickly. We only have 10 problems left. That's the second half of the test. When you finish with this, have mom and dad send it to me. Now, I will tell you, I'm going to give you a little extra help because we're not in school together, and there are some bigger problems on this. So there are some multi-step problems that we're going to be going over together on this today. So just pay attention, pause the video when you need to, okay? All right, I'm going to put on my reading glasses. Here we go. All right, Frank practiced his drums for 50 minutes. This is going to be an elapsed time problem. He started playing at 4:18 p.m. What time did he finish? So please draw a timeline, just like we would do if we were together in class, to find the elapsed time. He starts playing at 4:18, so do those minute jumps until you get to 50 minutes and tell me what time he's finished playing here and here, okay? The second problem is Ahmed has 900 milliliters of water. So that we use milliliters to measure small amounts of liquids, right? That's a capacity measurement. So he has 900 milliliters of water in his watering can. That's how much he has to fill up these 2 jars. One jar holds 379 milliliters of water, and the other holds 483 milliliters of water. How much water does Ahmed need to fill both jars? So they want you to estimate. I'd like you to round to the nearest 10 to make your estimate. So you need to find the total of 379 and 483. First, round both of those numbers to the nearest 10 and find the estimate. And then use the exact measurements, 379 and 483, and tell me exactly how much water he needs. And you're going to label that milliliters, okay, because that's the measurement we're using. And then it says, does Ahmed have enough water to fill both jars? So he has 900 milliliters. Does he have enough? When we find the total of those 2 jars together, is 900 milliliters of water going to be enough to fill up both of the jars? And then down here it says, does he need to find an exact answer, or was the estimate close enough? So you decide and tell me if the estimate was close enough to 900 to help you find that answer, or if the exact answer was needed. All right, now we're going to go back to a game that we've played together. We've played the area and perimeter game before. So you remember when you play the area and perimeter game, you have to decide whether your partner is going to find the area or the perimeter, and we remember how to do that. Okay, so area is always length times width, and perimeter has that secret word rim in it that gives us a big hint that we're going to find the distance of all the sides together around the rim, the perimeter of the rectangle, okay? So first of all, find the area by multiplying length times width. And then you're going to find the perimeter by adding both of the side lengths and both of these side lengths. So I would write 9 here and 6 here to help you remember. You need to go add all 4 sides together for the perimeter, okay? And then it says, explain how you found the area. All I need for that is a number model. Area equals length times width, and then you're just going to tell me what the length and the width are and what their product is, okay? All right, Addie wants to put a cloth rug in her dollhouse. Now we're on 14. If the area she wants to cover is 36 square inches. If Addie wants a square rug, how long and how wide will she cut the cloth? So if she wants a square rug, what do I want you to remember about a square? I'm going to draw a square here. That's right. All of the side lengths are the same amount because all of the sides of a square are the same length. So this is a square fact. So you're going to think to yourself, what number times itself equals 36? That's a big hint for that. I probably wouldn't have given you that a big of a hint if we were back in the classroom together. All right. So find the square fact for 36, and then you're going to tell me the side lengths. It should be how many inches long and how many inches wide to get 36 total, length times width, okay? And then if you know, once you find that number out, you're going to write that number on all four sides, and you're going to find the perimeter. You're going to add them all together for the last part of the problem when you tell me the perimeter, okay? All right, the next problem, number 15, is a rectilinear shape, and I drew a diagram of this one for you. You can divide this shape up a couple of different ways to find the total area, all right? So it says draw a line to make two smaller rectangles you can use to find the area. Now I drew a line here, and the reason I did that is because there's a missing side length. And if I draw the line here, I don't have to worry about the missing side length. But if you like a challenge and you want to find the missing side length, I'll show you another way to do it in just a second. So if you draw the line here, so this is a rectangle and this is a rectangle, you're going to find the area of this rectangle first by multiplying 10 times 4. And then you're going to find the area of this rectangle by multiplying 6 times 6. And then you're going to add the areas of the two rectangles together to find the area of the whole rectilinear shape, okay? Another way you can do this is if you like a challenge, you can divide it like this, okay? That's another option. But with this option, you need to find the missing side length right here. Okay, so this side is 4 feet. We don't know what this side is, it doesn't tell us. But we do know that this entire side is 10 feet. And we do know that this part is 6 feet. So up to here is 6 feet. So 6 plus what equals 10 feet. That will help you find that missing side length. And then you're going to multiply 4 times this number to get the area of this rectangle, right? And then for this rectangle, it's going to be 6 times 10, length times width, equals the area of that rectangle, and then you're going to add those two areas together to find the area of the entire rectilinear shape. So you're going to have 3 number models, which either way that you do it, you're going to have 3 number models. You're going to have to tell me the area of one small rectangle by multiplying length times width, find the area of the second small rectangle by multiplying length times width, add those two areas together, and that gives you the total area of the shape, okay? The next one says the perimeter of this rectangle, number 16, the perimeter of this rectangle is 24 centimeters. Label the missing side lengths. So that means if I add all the sides together, I get 24. And they give me a clue. They tell me this one is 8 centimeters, which automatically tells me that this is also what? That's right, 8 centimeters. So far I know that this and this are both 8 centimeters. And so if I add 8 plus 8, I know I have how many centimeters so far? That's right, 16. So these two side lengths, which are the same amount, have to equal the distance between 16 and 24, all right? So you have to find the area when you're done, all 4 of these sides add up to 24. All right, number 17 is a big challenge. So I'm going to tell you to take your time. 17 is tough. This is always one that has lots of steps to it. If you take your time and you think it through, you're going to be just fine. But you have to go slow on number 17, okay? So you're going to draw 2 rectangles for 17. 2 rectangles. They want both of the rectangles to have a perimeter of 16 inches. All right? So, and they don't want the rectangles to be the same. They want them to be 2 different rectangles. So how are you going to find a rectangle with a perimeter of 16. We've done this. It's been a little while since we've done it, and it's kind of tough. So let's talk about some clues. First of all, if I know that my length and my width are half of 16, when I add them together, then I know that other side lengths will equal 16. So what's half of 16? That's right, it's 8. So if I add this side length and this side length together and they equal 8, so this number plus this number equals 8, then this number plus this number is another 8, and then that's 16. And there's lots of ways to do that. So you're going to come up with 2 different ways to do that and label your rectangles A and B. And it's really important for you to label them A and B because that's going to come into play down here, okay? Then you have to explain how you know the perimeters for rectangle A and B are 16 centimeters. What are you going to do for that? You're going to say rectangle A equals, and then just tell me blank plus blank plus blank plus blank equals 16. Tell me when you add up all the side lengths, they should equal 16. And then you're going to say rectangle B equals blank plus blank plus blank plus blank equals 16. So, and it's going to be different numbers because they're different rectangles, okay? But both are going to have a perimeter of 16. All right, so then I want you to find the area of rectangle A, and that's why you had to label it rectangle A, and the area of rectangle B. So once you're done finding the perimeters and you're done with perimeter, you're going to go back and look at the length and the width and multiply them to tell me the area of rectangle A, and then do the same thing for rectangle B. And they want you to label the units, and there's centimeters up here. So the units for the area are going to be square centimeters, okay? All right, we're on the last page. Yay! Okay, so the mass of a baseball is 142 grams. Remember, we use grams to weigh lighter objects. Kilograms are for heavier objects. Greg has different masses, and you can read all the different masses that he has. And he wants the pan balance to balance. So the ball is 142. So what different gram stackers are you going to use, or masses, they call them masses, to equal 142? So this is what I would do. I would just draw little masses. Like if you use the 100, I would draw a big block and write 100 in it. Now you know your 100 grams. What other kinds of grams are you going to use to equal 142 grams? So the pan balance is balanced, okay? Number 19, the 1 liter beaker at the right has 350 milliliters of water, and you can see that right there. Imani wants to have a full liter of water, so she wants to go all the way up to the top to 1,000 milliliters. How much more water does she need to add? So you need to figure out 1,000 milliliters, and we already have 350. What's the difference? Okay, so that's going to be a subtraction problem. All right, number 20, last problem. Tony said 3/4 of rectangle A is equal to 3/4 of rectangle B. So here's rectangle A and here's rectangle B. Is the whole the same size of rectangle A and rectangle B? That's a big hint. Are they the same size rectangles? They're not, okay? So Aaron said 3/4 of rectangle A is not equal to 3/4 of rectangle B. Who do you agree with? Do you agree with Tony, who said these are the same amount, or Aaron, who says they're not the same amount? And when you write your answer, I want you to use the word whole, W-H-O-L-E, because remember, when we're comparing fractions, the whole has to be the same. Remember, we had like a big pizza and a little pizza, and we said if you had half of a big pizza, would you have the same amount as somebody who had half of a small pizza? Or would you have different amounts? So use that word whole in there, W-H-O-L-E. All right, really quickly, I just want to talk about the 2 stories we're going to read today. So Bravo Tavo is realistic fiction, and we're going to talk lots about that. This is a really cool story about a boy who has big goals and big dreams, but he has some obstacles to overcome in order to reach those goals and dreams. And so this is a really inspirational and cool story about a little boy who goes through some major stuff to get what he needs, but he does it, so it has a happy ending. The other story that we're going to pair with that story today is this cool story, Trash into Art, and it's about some famous artists like Alexander Calder who use recycled materials to make art. So remember, our essential question this week has been, how can we reuse what we already have? So on Thursday, we went outside and did a scavenger hunt, and you found some things around your yard, and you made some environmental art for me. And that was really cool because those are things you already have. You didn't have to go out and buy them. Now this is a different kind of art. Alexander Calder is famous for making mobiles, and that's art that hangs. It's a sculpture that hangs from a ceiling. So this weekend, if you want something fun to do, it doesn't cost anything to do it. You just need string, scissors, a hanger from a closet that mom and dad don't need anymore, and just things from around that you find. And you can make mobile. You can make a hanging piece of art for your bedroom. So this is something I would love for you to try. This is optional. You don't have to do it, but it's just something fun, and you can try it. And if you do it, take a picture of it because I would really love to see it, and maybe we can share it, okay? So that's it for today. I will see you at 10:30 for our Google Hangout, and we're going to talk about those 2 stories. So go ahead and read those before we get together. You can partner read them with mom and dad. If we were together, we would read them in a whole group with a narrator online. But since we can't do that together, partner read it with mom and dad. If you really feel like you're confident reading it to yourself, then that's okay too. Just make sure that you're familiar with those 2 stories before we get together at 10:30. And then that's it for today. And I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you all at 10:30. Love ya. Bye.